Joe Gibbs Racing announced Tuesday that Xfinity Series champion Ty Gibbs will move to the NASCAR Cup Series full-time next season, taking the roster spot left open by Kyle Busch and marking the next steps in his speedy ascent to stock car racing's major leagues. Gibbs is set to drive the number 54 Toyota for the team owned by his grandfather, Coach Joe Gibbs. In this video, we're going to discuss big news: Ty Gibbs don't ride Kyle Busch's place. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. The 20-year-old driver will bring the car number he campaigned in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with him, marking a departure from the number 18 that's been with the JGR organization since its Cup Series debut in 1992. Chris Gale will move with Gibbs into the Cup Series as his new crew chief. The duo won the Xfinity Series championship with 7 wins and 23 top 10 finishes. Gibbs has made 51 starts in the Xfinity Series. Gale was last a crew chief in the Cup Series in 2020 at Joe Gibbs Racing for Eric Jones. Gale worked with Jones from 2017 through 2020, winning 2 races. Gibbs made 15 starts in the Cup Series last season for 23XI Racing. He was called upon to drive the number 45 when Kyle Busch suffered a concussion at Pocono Raceway in July that ended his season. He finished 10th at Michigan International Speedway in his 3rd career start. Joe Gibbs Racing made the announcement in a series of tweets. The first one reads, "News: Ty Gibbs will compete full-time for Joe Gibbs Racing in the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series, behind the wheel of the number 54 Toyota Camry TRD." Next, they lauded Gibbs' accomplishments in both the Xfinity Series and the ARCA Series, writing, "Gibbs won the 2022 Xfinity Racing title with 7 wins and 23 top 10 finishes. In just 51 career Xfinity starts, he's won 11 races, that's 21%, scored 33 top 10 finishes, 64%, and led 1,234 laps. He also won the 2021 ARCA Racing Series Championship." The team concluded the announcement by revealing Gibbs' crew chief from the Xfinity Series will follow him to the NASCAR Cup Series. They wrote, "Chris Gale, who served as crew chief during his NASCAR Xfinity Championship season, will move with Gibbs to serve as crew chief in the Cup Series. JGR intends to utilize the number 18 in the NASCAR Cup Series in future years," they concluded. Dale Jarrett debuted the number 18 car for JGR in the 1992 Daytona 500, and Bobby Labonte's 2000 Winston Cup Championship fueled the team's journey to iconic status. Kyle Busch took over the number 18 ride in 2007. The same year, JGR switched to TRD. He went on to win 2 impressive championships in 2015 and 2019. Richard Childress Racing paid NASCAR a certain sum of money from 2001 to 2014 to keep the right of the number 3 charter, which is currently run by Austin Dillon. Hendricks Motorsports still holds the rights for the number 25 charter. They also held on to the number 5 for several years before Kyle Larson was given the ride. Ty Gibbs died in his sleep hours after his 20-year-old son won the Xfinity Series Championship on November 5th at Phoenix Raceway. He was 49, the same age as his older brother JD, when he passed away in 2019. Joe Gibbs, the NASCAR and NFL Hall of Famer, lost both his sons a month before their 50th birthdays. Ty Gibbs was vice chairman of his father's NASCAR team at the time of his death. The Gibbs family has made no public statements since confirming Ty Gibbs' passing shortly before the NASCAR season finale. Ty Gibbs did not race in the November 6th finale and has made just 1 public appearance since, courtside at a Charlotte Hornets game with his younger brother, a cousin, and another driver. His first National Series title ended a bumpy season for Ty Gibbs, who scrapped with other drivers, was fined by NASCAR, and then cost JGR driver Brandon Jones a spot in the championship finale by spinning him out of the lead on the final lap at Martinsville Speedway. If Gibbs had simply stayed in second behind Jones, both JGR drivers would have made the championship race, and Toyota would have had 2 entries. Before the incident at Martinsville, Toyota Racing Development President David Wilson had defended Gibbs' growth while noting he's younger than most of his peers. He'll join a JGR lineup that includes 42-year-old Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin, who turns 42 later this week, as well as Christopher Bell, who turns 28 next month. Bell raced for the Cup title at Phoenix, finishing third in the title race. In the news conference after Ty won the championship, Coy talked about his son's accomplishments. "I'm definitely proud of him," Coy Gibbs said. "I've always got his back as his father. Obviously, it's heartbreaking to go through tough stuff and watch. It's actually more heartbreaking to watch him go through it. I don't give a rip. I'm old and I don't care. But to see a kid hurting, and he knows he screwed up, and to go through all that, is tough." Coy said that his son had the ability to make a living as a race car driver. "He's got skills and he's determined," Coy Gibbs said. "It's definitely made me proud. I think it made my wife, we're both proud, just because he just hammered down and did his job. If he wants to do this for a living, he's going to learn how to do that." There is a feeling in the garage that no driver is ever fully ready to go to Cup racing. The grind of 38 race weekends over a 39-week stretch does not allow for much time to dwell on bad races, but also little time to try to turn things around. Few have doubted Ty Gibbs' work ethic. If anything, he could be criticized for having blinders to anything, but trying to figure out how to go fast and make moves with a win-at-all-costs attitude. That has led competitors to feel Gibbs has made risky moves at times when they weren't necessary, and moves that had no chance of working late in a race or was so blatantly beyond the driver code of acceptable racing. A NASCAR Cup Series race will only feature a maximum of 40 cars, so teams have about 110 different numbers to choose from if they wanted to make an entry. For the traditional giants of sports, certain numbers are iconic and part of their brand. Sometimes they will agree to hold on to those numbers even if they're not using them. Gibbs' aggressive nature has helped him land in victory lane, but it's also ruffled some of his competitors. He has been assessed a behavioral penalty and fined $15,000 in April for making contact with Sam Mayer's car on pit road after an Xfinity race at Martinsville Speedway. That disagreement led to fisticuffs between the two. On the Cup Series side, Gibbs also angrily bumped alongside Ty Dillon's car on pit road during a September 25th race at Texas Motor Speedway, drawing scrutiny and a $75,000 fine for unsafe driving near race officials and pit crew personnel. The maneuver denied another JGR driver from making the championship for field, and a repentant Gibbs apologized for the move. If you want to get really analytical, the one thing that he doesn't have perhaps are the number of reps that a lot of his peers have, and the reps really help you with racecraft at this level, Wilson said. But my gosh, he is talented. Talented young man, and he's going to do some great things in the sport. The number 54 has not been used full-time in the Cup Series since 2003. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we'll be back soon with another video.